Welcome back. I'm Ezra Levant. We've kept you up to date on the war against Christian lawyers, how law societies across Canada are trying to drive out graduates from Trinity Western University simply because they believe in Christian morality. Well, now they're coming for the doctors too. The Ontario College of Physicians and Surgeons is proposing new rules that would force doctors to go against their conscience and refer patients to other doctors for abortions or even euthanasia, even if that goes against their medical advice or their own moral code. Dr. Martin Owen is a member of the Ontario and Alberta Medical Associations, and he's fighting back. He joins me with more from Calgary. Hey, Dr. Owen, welcome to the show. You're a doctor in Calgary. You're a family doctor. You're registered. You graduated. You're puttering away, doing your own thing. But now comes news that they want to change the rules. The people who decide whether or not you can practice medicine, they want to remove your right to make decisions based on your values, to give advice based on your values. Tell me a little bit about the coming changes.
So, Ezra, this is not a new thing here. This is sort of a revisitation of what the college in Ontario tried to do in 2008. Now, the changes sort of stipulate the fact that we as medical professionals cannot refuse to do any particular legally allowable service based on what's perceived to be our conscience objecting to that.
So if, let's say if a woman came into your office and let's say they were let's say they were pregnant and wanted to get an abortion, and let's say it was a late-term abortion. Now that's perfectly legal in Canada to have an abortion for any reason or no reason right up until the moment of birth. And let's say this person just said, I don't want it, I'm having a bad time, I'm depressed, or I don't, some reason, it wasn't a medical reason, was purely an elective reason, and you are a Christian doctor, which I think you are you saying that under the revisions to the code, you would be required by law, against your own conscience or even your own medical view, to refer this person on for an abortion? You would be required to say, all right, here you go. Am I getting it wrong? Am I oversimplifying?
It's not an oversimplification, Ezra. It's more a matter of whether or not this is a law or a professional code of conduct. Now, the college, as you may know, is given jurisdiction by the provincial health acts, province by province, but they do not themselves create laws that govern criminal code offenses in that regard. Now, I could be professionally disciplined under the new code of conduct, as it is called, Physicians and the Human Rights Code, by not referring that woman who wanted a late-term abortion for any reason whatsoever.
But you could be stripped of your right to practice by the College of Physicians and Surgeons. I'm not talking about the...
Yeah, potentially, yes.
Okay, so now correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm relying on you for this information. If someone requested or demanded an abortion and you thought it was wrong for medical reasons, for moral reasons, for conscience reasons, under these changes, you would be required to refer them for an abortion. How about for euthanasia? If someone said, Doc, I'm sick of living, I'm depressed, my kids don't talk to me anymore, I just want to do a Sue Rodriguez, you would be required to pass them on to someone? You couldn't push back, or at the very least?
Correct. Now, legally allowable medical services are what we are talking about. If euthanasia became enshrined in law, then yes, I would be legally required to refer them for that legally required service.
Now, so so euthanasia, I mean, is like actually killing someone is beyond the law in Canada right now, but there are sort of baby steps towards that, I think, that are becoming lawful through de facto. But let's move away from that. Tell me your fear. What are you afraid of? I've just made up two examples from the top of my head, but I'm not in the world of medicine or family practice as you are. Tell me what you are afraid of. What is the scenario that terrifies you as a doctor who has a Christian conscience? What are you afraid of happening? Sum it up for me in a 30-second scenario.
Sure. I think a Christian conscience or not, the protection of our consciences under the Charter of Rights and Freedoms of Canada is what's paramount here. Now, whether I'm a physician or in any other profession of good standing in society, I should be able to act according to my conscience and not be compelled to do what I feel goes against my core beliefs.
So give me a scenario. Give me a scenario
sure.
where either a patient is demanding something from you that you think is morally wrong, or the College of Physicians is demanding something from you. Can you come up with an example of that?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give one that's a little bit off the cuff here. Now, infant circumcision, for instance, for some, they may see that as a practice that they don't support from a medical basis. They may see that as a practice they don't support from a conscience basis. But as of yet, no family physician has been mandated to perform infant circumcisions in their practice for a number of reasons. One of which is that physicians are allowed to determine what we do based on our expertise, and no one is able to force us to do a procedure or to do a portion of our practice which we feel we're not capable of meeting from our professional or, at this point, conscience objections to that.
All right. Well, you've been working with my friend and colleague Amanda Ackman on a new website called freedomofconscience.ca for people who want to learn more about this issue and sign a petition to the College of Physicians and Surgeons. Go ahead, visit, and sign up. Dr. Owen, thanks very much for joining us from Calgary.
Thank you very much, Ezra.